Hello, governors. What's up, bros? You can speak now on the React Show, KG. Take it off there, mute. And now express your feelings. Getting into it, shock and awe.
Woo! Good morning.
We ain't there yet.
That's all I'm gonna say is good morning. Woo! They all did themselves tonight. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday Night Wrestlemaniacs Survivor Series War Games React. It's me, the big guy KG, sitting in with none other than the great man himself, the Nubian Sumo, the People's Choice Don Rodriguez. We here, we live, we react. Fellas. Whew. I enjoyed it. That's all I'm gonna say is I enjoyed it.
He sounded like he's about to cry.
What kind of shit? He sounded like he's about to cry. This fool show up late to the show. We got to go hot. Jumping into going live on Saturday night still, and he can't even react for the React Show. So I guess we're going to defer to the resident historian, allegedly, the Nubian Sumo, to give us his reaction to what just happened at the end of Survivor Series, on top of what just happened at the end of Survivor Series.
Well, first off, as I have with every Survivor Series we've talked about on this show, fuck the Survivor Series. Because the only reason the Survivor Series is in existence is because it was counter-programming for the WWE against Starrcade back in the mid-'80s. So Survivor Series can eat a dick overall. But
see what you did, KG, because you couldn't react? That's what we had to go with. We're leading in with the hate. We can't even get props because Sumo over here having an existential crisis. But keep going.
Hey, look. Hey, no doubt it's beyond factual that the only reason there is a WrestleMania and a Survivor Series is because of Jim Crockett's promotions. Nobody can dispute that. Nobody. So that's why I always bring that up. When it comes to
after the reaction, though?
No.
I threw to you for a daggone reaction.
I know, and I'm about to give it to you. But I had to preface it with that because that's the most important.
You didn't upset the peoples.
Now then. CM Punk is back! CM Punk is back! CM Punk is back! Yay!
That's it? That's all you got?
That's all I got.
What about the other one?
Oh, well, he kind of disappointed me because I wanted him to RKO Rhea Ripley tonight. But anyway, Randy's back too.
Ain't Randy's back. The crowd went crazy. That right there. Seeing him back in the ring, beautiful, man. Beautiful.
And that picked up the Ico Pro that Vince lost. You see what he's looking like?
Well, can we also talk about the other major return?
Vince hadn't been taken. Randy found it.
Well, hey, somebody got to take it. You got to want it. Can we also give shout out to the other major return, and that being Ron the Truth Killings has also returned back to the WWE to give us some gems of encouragement and amazement when it comes down to his entertainment level. So I'm going to move on because now, apparently, thanks to the guy down there, we have to fall in line with the network and keep our show within the confines of a certain amount of time because of the network. I feel like Paul Heyman a little bit. So trying to keep pace so KG can be happy and the network and the powers that be can be happy and the boss BJ won't beat us. We're going to go ahead and move into Survivor Series, the reason for tonight, our react show. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. We're coming off the heels of one hell of a show from AEW last weekend. And, I arguably, said that was one of the best AEW productions they've ever done. So the onus is on the WWE to step up with one of their flagship pay-per-views and knock it out the park. So if I had to compare the two, and we'll see if different minds act alike or if we're different minds, I have to still give the nod from bell to bell to AEW. I still think it was a better show than Survivor Series, unfortunately. And that's with 2 War Game matches. And Lord knows I'm a huge mark for the match beyond in War Games. But I think overall, the better show was last weekend with AEW. WWE had some moments. CM Punk was the shocker, even though it was heavily touted. I thought maybe they would have held that until tomorrow. Randy Orton coming back. And then, R-Truth was a good thing to see. Wasn't expecting to see him back. But when it came down to the War Games matches themselves, I was a little upset that the women couldn't get a 5th. I think that was a bad call. It should have been 5v5, not 4v4. I was, at the end of it, a little upset, and this is where we started the pay-per-view, with the fact that we didn't get the heel turn. Well, not really the heel turn, but the turn on Bayley. I was hoping that would start tonight, but that didn't happen, so it's coming. So the women's, it just wasn't as exciting as I would have liked it to be for a War Games match. You guys, first of all, let me know if you agree or disagree with, which one was a better show to battle the weekends. And then you can let me know what you thought about the women's War Games match itself.
I go first?
I don't know. You got something to say on this one?
Yeah,
go ahead.
With you.
Okay.
I disagree with you because I think from bell to bell, from 8 o'clock until when they went off air at 11, that was hands down, head and shoulders better than anything AEW has promoted this year. I was engaged in that whole entire pay-per-view. I'm sorry, premium live event. I was engaged in that the whole way. Now, I get what you're saying with the women. It should have been 5-on-5. I enjoyed watching it. I mean, it was some spots in that. We got a little blood, but it was some spots in that match. Me sitting on the edge of the chair. No. That's what I expect from my premium live events. That's what I expect. I expect to be sitting on my chair seeing things that I wouldn't normally see on a Monday, a Tuesday, or a Friday. Absolutely, positively, a great event. I can't put it any better. Like, I couldn't have scripted it any better. You had 3 returns in one night. You can't get no better than that, man. Nubian Stumo, take it away.
As far as the women's match is concerned, it was a good match, even though it was a 4-on-4. The premise of the match, though, was kind of skewed because they gave the advantage to the baby faces.
Mm-hmm.
When they accepted this match, the heels always had the advantage, which gave it its feel, because the baby faces were always having to come back from behind. So And you didn't get that with the women's match because they gave the advantage to the baby faces. I mean, it was like you said, there were a lot of great spots. As far as the overall show, though, even though it's jumping ahead of it right now, but in my opinion, but as far as the overall show, not one match that happened tonight did better than Swerve versus Hangman. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, I got to give the nod to AEW. I got to give the nod to AEW. They did all right tonight. They did. They really did. They really did. I would like KG. I was pretty much engaged through the whole pay-per-view. But you're not beating that Texas Death Match.
Yeah. Oh, did you see that? See that?
Yeah.
So we got some agreements there for sure from the viewers.
I guess I gotta beat Tina Marie. I'm out on a limb. I'm all right with that though. I'm all right with that.
I mean, I respect what you're saying, KG. It's just that I guess this would be what I would consider the first Survivor Series that I would say is a gimmick Survivor Series. Because War Games on the women's side just wasn't grown well enough to get me invested in. It was more so cobbled together. And then, like I said, without the fifth, maybe the fifth woman on each team could have put it into play. I would have preferred to see Rhea Ripley in War Games because if we're just going to skip and go to the match, her versus Zoe Stark, we wasn't expecting that to be something that was going to be groundbreaking or that, no disrespect to Zoe, but we know Rhea's not dropping the title to Zoe Stark. Not happening. So you could have had Rhea in War Games and then Zoe in War Games. And then that could have been your fifth. And then it would have added a new layer, a new dynamic. Because not only do you have damage control, but you've got the women's champion. So we got what's going on with Bayley. And then we also got Rhea and, EO and everybody else, trying to cooperate. Now, I did like the tension between Drew McIntyre for the men's side and Damian Priest. So, that was good to see that tension right there and how they played that out really added to the storytelling of the men's Elimination Chamber. I'm thinking in the future, which is going to be, I think EC is going to be really good Elimination Chamber with all the players now, but the men's War Games match. So one match I do want to talk about because I'm kind of on the fence. At first, I thought I was going to start slow and not be as engaging, but towards the end and the finish, well, the finish I didn't like, but towards the end, it started really giving me what I wanted out of the match, and that was Gunther versus The Miz. I was wondering if The Miz was going to play up true babyface or if he was going to be The Miz. And as we started getting into the minutia of the middle of the match, then I'm like, okay, now we're getting heel versus heel. We're getting The Miz pulling stuff out of his playbook and shocking Gunther on where things are going. So that match at that point really had me dialed in and entertained. The finish, though, I thought Miz tapped out too quick. KG, you can let me know if you agree or disagree on this one, but as soon as he put in, I called it the Walls of Jericho. But as soon as he put him in the Walls of Jericho and dropped that knee, he just tapped quickly. And at that point, I thought that made the Miz look weak. I would have rather the Miz, play up and do the little slide thing to get close to the ropes. Walter pulls him back out and then drops the knee and then he taps. Give me some tug of war back and forth instead of as soon as he gets close, he's tapping and then that's it. Like, come on, man. The Miz is no slouch when it comes down to the IC title. He was right and he's accurate. He brought it back to prominence at a time when it really wasn't being utilized like it used to be for the lineage that it had. But KG, what was your thoughts on that?
I didn't like the finish. I'm with you. I didn't like the finish. My delusional dumbass actually thought that Miz had a chance to become a 9-time Intercontinental Champion. But they're going to ride this Gunther train until it derails. But I still held out hope that the Miz will win it. But I think this was probably one of my lower ranking matches that I had tonight because it's like it was just thrown in and it was just like, okay. The story wasn't told.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like, and we talk about it all the time, it seems like the story that you have two superstars tell with movement, it wasn't told. But it had a good flow to it, but the story just wasn't told. It was almost filler-esque, if you ask me. But the ending, it left a lot to be desired. My opinion.
All right. Respect. So Sumo, two questions. One, did you like the finish? Agree with the way it ended? And two, now that Gunther is on his world tour, taking a page from The Miz, his never-ending world tour of being Intercontinental Champion, who is going to beat Gunther?
Well, first of all, the finish to the match was pretty much a call out to Chris Jericho. And if you notice, they mentioned Chris Jericho at the beginning of the match being the 9-time and record holder for the most title reigns. So Miz got beat with the Lion Tamer and the Walls of Jericho to keep him from tying with Jericho. So that was a call out to Jericho, pretty much. That's why they did that finish, in my opinion. So with that, I can kind of see why they did it. As far as him tapping out too soon, Gunther does some work to the back, so he was pretty much selling the back. Once he put the Lion Tamer on and the knee was in the back, go ahead and finish the match. They probably needed that extra time because they gave the main event a full hour, so they probably needed that extra time instead of having him, trying to get out of it, trying to cross the ropes and all that. So I wasn't mad at the ending or at the finish. Now, as far as who's going to be the one to actually beat Gunther, I have no clue. I have no clue whatsoever. I mean, you still got Chad Gable that's still in the running.
Mm-hmm.
You could throw Ricochet up in there. He's a viable candidate. I wouldn't even be mad if they put Dragon Lee in there the way that they're pushing him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you really have somebody that can actually be viable to take it? I mean, it's nobody in that level right now.
Well, technically, I would say The Miz.
That's the thing about wrestling, though. Anybody that they want to sell you on, they can convince you and make you think that's who you want when that's who they want you to want.
What if they put it on Dominic?
Dirty
Dominic?
Only reason why I say that is because plausible deniability. It's not like Dominic has to beat him clean. He's got the force of the Judgment Day. He could do a solid. Damian Priest could do a solid. He could cash in the Money in the Bank on Gunther and give the belt to Dominic.
He's not doing that.
And then win the Royal Rumble.
It's
possible. No. It's plausible. There is canon for that. There is canon for that. I mean, it's pretty much Andre the Giant did with Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. And the reason why I brought that idea up is, we're running out of time. And truth be told, Damian Priest, it's going to be a failed cash-in between now and WrestleMania because the storylines, just like with Sting, are locked in. Cody has to go to main event WrestleMania with Roman. Now we've got CM Punk and Randy Orton in play. I'm sorry, CM Punk, Randy Orton, and LA Knight in play for Seth Rollins. Where do you cash in the Money in the Bank at? And on who? And just for throwing out S and giggles, we may see Brock Lesnar come back. 'Tis the season. Where do you have the opportunity for that cash in to happen? And make make sense.
Especially if Damian Priest still has the tag titles coming into WrestleMania. Because that means he'd have to defeat that means he'd have to go twice.
Mm-hmm. One on each night. But if he slides that to Dom and Dom helps him win the Royal Rumble, it could even come down to him and Dom in the Rumble. And Dom jumps over. Or he says, hold on, Damian. I'm going to do this for you. Do me a solid. You know, it could be right after the Rumble that Damian Priest beats Gunther and gives the belt because Dominic did the solid, helped him out. If they're the last two, jumps out. So that way Damian Priest not only has one, but two claims to the championship that can happen anytime. One of them is at WrestleMania. So that would put him in the mix or force him to be in the mix guaranteed with Seth Rollins. So he doesn't have to cash it in. He's given the match. So he doesn't need the extra opportunity. So instead of having it nullified, Dominic becomes Intercontinental Champion. That will make him a dual champion. And then that sets up him versus Rey Mysterio at some point for however we play that out. If we want to go that way for Rey to take a belt.
And he drops the belt.
Him to drop the belt. Him to drop the belt to at least the NXT North American title to Trick Williams. So I don't know. Speaking of other opportunities, James, you touched on it. So, well, first of all, happy holidays back. Shout out to Dove Soap, by the way. It helps out a lot of animals and birds and stuff out there with the oil slicks and all that. So, you know, isn't that Dove, right? Isn't that Dove?
Where did that come from?
That is Dawn.
There's the logo right there. It's right here. The Facebook logo is Dove.
Oh, it's okay. I see it now. It was just a white.
Give it a shout out because they help out the environment.
You're talking about Dawn.
You're talking about Dawn.
So. Never mind then. Never mind. It's the other D. Fuck you, Dove.
No. Hold on. Got to show some real love to Dove Men's Soap. I thought I'd never switch from my Suave Shea Cocoa Butter, but I have switched over to Dove Men's Soap.
Wait a minute, hold on. You saying?
Well, good. All for me.
You saying that soap's so good that you done got rid of the black man's cocoa butter and switched over to Dove?
I must be playing over to Dove.
Hey, Sumo, he must be playing in the NBA.
Yeah, you sure you didn't take him down to? You sure you ain't take him down to Georgia with you? He ran into Cam.
Hey James, he gonna be sitting at the table for the draft with a bar of Dove soap.
I know, right?
Man, that Dove Men's Soap, boy.
Oh man, bet you'll drop that real quick.
See, full disclosure, I was down with Dove soap, with the Dove Men's Soap.
Up, lady,
there was one kind that my brother turned me on to. It had peppermint oil in it, and they stopped making it. And I cut them off. I cut them off. I had to cut them off. I had to cut them loose.
See, this is the stuff that get us messed up. You know, now we're going off on talking about soap.
Dove and Dawn free publicity right now. What are you talking about?
So
we're giving them free. Hey, we be getting boxes of Dove soap and Dawn's dishwashing liquid.
Real, they're gonna be like, "Hey, here you go. Here's some free soap. Wash your ass." But
we need a year's supply of soap and dishwashing liquid.
In the meantime, we're gonna be hearing it because we didn't went over in time. I told you.
That's all right. That's all right.
Keep it in parameters. We gotta keep it
Sideline Junkies 24/7@gmail.com. Let us know where we can send our addresses. How about that?
Soap.
That's right. And make sure you set it up where I got to sign for it so don't nobody steal it from my front door.
Well,
I agree. I endorse this.
We know that between Dove and Dawn, when you pass away, your ass will be clean so they can bury you on your stomach.
Only so you can kiss my ass after I die, Dawn.
I was trying to set you up. Shout out to Mean Gene Oakland because that was his line from his Hall of Fame ceremony. Shout out to Mean Gene.
Stop patting yourself on the back there, buddy, because there's another quote from him. A pat on the back is only 18 inches away from a kick in the ass.
That's true, but at least my back will be nice and tight when that ass kicking comes. Speaking of ass kickings, nice segue. You're welcome. Dragon Lee caught a nice one for just space. We had to put something there. Him versus Santos. I would have rather seen Carlito. I understand the storytelling, so I'm not mad at it. But at the same time, really.
That was one that actually kept me there.
It wasn't a bad match. It's just that we could have put something else there.
It was odd placement.
You going against a member of La Facción Ingobernable?
Yeah, I'm going against it. Speaking of going against, I'm tired of Charlotte on this up and down. Sometimes it looked like she may have got a couple burgers in. Sometimes, I don't know. I'm trying to get this balance. I need her to get this balance out. She be killing me sometimes. Charlotte be coming out there like, hold on now, Charlotte. You trying to do something tonight. And then other times they'll be like, hold on, Charlotte. We're going to have to hit the buffet for real. Not body shaming. I'm just saying. I just want, some balance here because I don't understand. Speaking of understanding, since we're going off on a tangent.
Man, when you see Natalia next, then.
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's not even talk about that. Is she still married? Is her and Andrade, are they still married? Are they done?
Yes.
I haven't seen nothing yet.
They were talking about getting divorced, but I haven't heard anything about it lately, so they might be cooling on that.
Wait.
Especially with Andrade using her finish in AEW.
Yeah, right.
When did we get there? Wait, time out.
Man, this has been months ago.
We talked about this.
They were talking about getting a divorce.
Yeah, we talked about this. She took the ring off for a moment. She was over the crib. I was consoling her. We were talking about Nia Jax coming back. Did you totally miss all that?
I might have been just focused on Nia Jax coming back. I mean,
congratulations. James is blown up.
That sudden pause, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't catch it. That sudden pause right there, right after coming and back. It was like a pregnant pause, if you will. Right there. The timing on that was incredible.
it's still Saturday night. I can cut up tonight, baby.
Yeah, that's true. Last week
another
we were subject to it being Sunday.
I got cherry Pepsi.
Whoa. Hey man. We can't. Is this a sponsorship show? Shit. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to get trolleys up in there. This is the Solid Bright Crawlers. Actually, you know what? You want to do some sponsorship?
Hey, well, while we out there.
Can I get some of that Uno? Was that Uno Wild card, the one with the 10 thing? Can we get that installed?
Oh, Anybody that wants to give me that deck or the all wild deck for Christmas, hey, bruh, I want that No Mercy deck.
I'm gonna hit you with the Will Ospreay. Hold on, let me take the blur off of this junk, bruh. On Amazon, bruh, they charge $35 for a pack of Uno, bruh. You ain't getting that shit.
That's why I'm going to Walmart and getting that junk. I ain't going through Amazon. I know better.
Find it at a Walmart, bro. Find it at a Target, bro. You're not gonna see that shit because they taking it off the truck. As soon as they come off the truck, they see it. They selling that stuff like freaking Pokemon cards. Like, you want that Uno? I got that plus 10, yo. I got that plus 10, $20. You want that 10 card, son? I'm trying to sell that shit in the back.
I got some. There's somebody that's on this broadcast right now that I'm ready to hit with a hot plus 10.
Perry?
And he knows what I'm talking about.
You go hit Perry with the plus 10?
He can get some. He can get that smoke too, but he ain't know what I'm talking about. He know who I'm talking about.
Is it Charmin?
He get hot. He get hot when you hit him with that draw 4. You hit him with that hit. You hit him with that draw 10.
Bounty?
And don't let him have 15 cards in his hand already, because he out.
Come on, bro. For real. All I'm saying is, fuck it. If we're gonna go there, this show's sponsored by goddamn Robitussin. You know why? Because all these sick ass kids keep wanting to get fevers and stuff, and you got to break that. You won't worry about. Put some Tussin on it. Break your leg. Put some Tussin on it. Now, if you got crabs, this ain't gonna work. I'm just saying, you want to put a Tussin on that. Tussin ain't gonna kill that.
Tussin kill almost about everything. You know, you break a bone, let the Tussin get
Vaseline. Now that may do that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got one because a whole bunch. These folks be getting all kind of podcast sponsors. I know they'll come out to us. AG1, ladies and gentlemen. AG1, Ancient Greens 1, with 75 different supplements and herbs and spices and all kind of stuff to make you feel good. Does your body good.
Is that for
30 packs for a whole month? You take mix it with like 12, mix it with a bottle of water, and your yang be yanging.
Yep, I knew it. I knew it had something to do with erectile dysfunction. You put too much out into the world, bro.
Hey, bruh. I'm just trying to tell you. I got boxes of this stuff, man. This stuff is wonderful. AG1.
Before you bump into Sumo, ask him, is he on that AG1?
Yeah, I'm on that AG1 hard.
Wait, since we're going on this sponsorship, right? We can't forget. What? We cannot forget Fort Mose. That's our code at the bottom. Nubian Sumo can attest to it. Get you a tasty beverage from them. They got whiskey, they got bourbon. That is www. And rap. www.buyfortmose.com/discount/maniacs. That is our code. Christmas is coming up. Get your drinker in the family a good bottle that will probably knock their socks off and ask you to get them a second one, but make sure you use the discount code for both of them. That's all I'm saying.
10% off, ladies and gentlemen. When you use that code, 10% off.
That's right. Everybody needs to be Black French drunk because that's a Black French ass name.
It's Fort Mose.
Put it back up, KG. Put it back up. Shit.
It's Fort Mose.
We trying to hook
it's a black-owned company it's a black-owned distributor out of Florida.
They French.
And for those that are into the celebrity type thing, everything's got to be connected to a celebrity. One of the contributors to this, one of the backers of this company, is CeeLo Green.
And John Cena. You just never seen him drink it. But I'm telling you, John Cena.
He's stupid.
John Cena be on it hard, son. He'd be like, man, I be drinking that black French. I'm telling you. Put hair on your chest, even for women. You want to take it back to the old school, get that Demi Moore down at the bottom? I'm telling you.
Makes for a great
do that.
gift.
Wrap it up.
And you supporting black business.
That's right. And then after you support the black business, get some of that AG1 Wang stuff, so that way you can create some more black business at the emergency room and stuff like that. Because everybody pregnant.
Nah,
I think we may have that AG1 sponsorship at this point, at least by the James repopulation session that's going on. He's trying to at least, if he can repopulate maybe about 40,000 people, that'll be a great day for AEW pay-per-views 10 years from now. Just saying. I'm trying to help them out. Trying to help you out too.
So you just out here trying to whore me out with 10,000 women?
You objecting? You over here taking the Wang thing?
See, don't threaten me with a good time. I'm just asking a question.
I'm not threatening you. I'm trying to offer you a good time.
Oh,
shit. Only person I know that want to talk back to the pimp.
Pause.
Okay, next up.
I don't even know where we at.
All right, we were talking about Charlotte. we were talking about Charlotte.
She didn't have a match tonight.
She did have a match tonight. She had the first match tonight.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't that impressive. I didn't see that much out of Charlotte. So let's go to the men's elimination chamber in was that February? Let's just advance things a little bit. Who the heck will we put in the elimination chamber, looking at the fact that, spoiler alert if you haven't seen already, we got CM Punk back. We got Randy Orton back. One of the champions will be defending in it 9 out of 10. So question to you two is, whose championship should be up for grabs? Should we put the tribal chief in it, or should it be Seth Rollins? And then who else would you put in the EC? If we had to book it now, spoiler alert, people, nobody's retiring, so don't put no hate mail in. If you do, James has a nice F word for you in a second. Go ahead.
If I had to pick a title, you're not taking the belt off of Roman anytime soon. That's your cash cow. That's your face of the franchise. He don't get no vacation. He's pretty much on Brock Lesnar status, but he shows up every week, which is ironically, I asked for this about 4 years ago. Instead of Brock dropping the title and leaving, come drop a couple vignettes, do a couple promos, yell at a couple people, have your crew beat people up. Exactly what I asked Brock to do, Roman's doing. I'm happy with that. So you're not going to take it off Roman. So put Seth in the elimination chamber. You'll have Seth. You got to put Orton in there. You got to put Cody in there. And then, you got to have a dark horse. CM Punk will be too obvious too soon. You need a dark horse. I guess you could go Balor. And then just when you think it's all over, of course, the swerve will be Balor wins the championship. Damian Priest cashes in. Nah, but it's not going to happen like that. They're going to beat the shit out of Seth. Seth retains. Priest cashes in, wins the title. He takes it right then and there.
Wait a minute. Before you go, James, I just noticed something. So we got to rewind to an earlier conversation because we need some more insight. For the record, are we saying that men's complete vitamins, Lady C, is better than the AG1 for the erectile dysfunction for James? So please reply to let us know as a public service announcement if he needs to switch over to these men's vitamins, and does he need to take the gummies or does he need the pills? I could go somewhere with that, but I'm gonna be nice to you, James. And let us know. So inquiring minds, for his health's sake and as Jimmy Wang Yang, we want to make sure that he is good to go because we, again, trying to in 10 years cover half the arena for an AEW show. You're welcome, Tony Khan.
First of all, I ain't got no ED. Second of all, I got it. No, I did not say I said it's good for that too, but I ain't what I said. Second of all, I got something for that. Doing the wheels, but they ain't giving us. I ain't ready to boot them.
Look at the comment, KG. Oh God!
I see it.
James, you gotta answer that one, homie.
The fuck? Wait a minute. Who the hell is this?
That's Lady C.
Oh my God! See now you want to hold on a level.
She don't even know like that. The hell?
I can't breathe.
You worry about your man and whether he swallow or not. How about that?
No, she answering the question about if the vitamins, you know what I'm saying? Should you do the pill or should you do the gummy?
Come on now. Look at what she said. You tell me.
Well, do you have issues swallowing pills or not? Or would you prefer the gummy?
Man, I ain't following up with this bullshit. Y'all, hey, back to the goddamn subject.
Hey, James, we trying to help you out. It's almost like a public service announcement sponsorship show. Can you stay on task? I told you the network wants us to stay in these particular parameters. We don't have time for this.
Whatever.
We're about to have an overrun. We have not been approved for overrun.
Hey, look, contract.
Overruns aren't in the contract.
Overruns ain't in my contract. Damn right.
Shit,
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Answer the question.
Contract.
Oh my God. Okay. Book it.
I don't even think you remember where we are.
Let's get back on the damn subject.
Try to.
Everybody that's gonna be in the Elimination Chamber was in that match tonight.
Okay.
And most of them were on the same side. Everybody that was on Cody's side or Seth's side, that's gonna be who's gonna be in there, plus Damian Priest.
So what are you saying? If Damian gets eliminated, he can come back with the Money in the Bank? Actually, no. Technically depends on how to use it. But.
Randy, Seth, Cody, and Damian. That's your elimination chamber for the World Championship.
Okay.
Because the only other way to do it, the only other way to do it, include one other person is to take out Seth and put somebody else in, probably Finn, and make them your number one contender for Roman.
All right, I respect that. So I'm gonna put this up here just because. I ain't rapping. We got parameters, G. We got parameters, G.
I ain't rapping nothing up. And I ain't got no pull-out game neither. So how about that? How about them out?
So show your A1G again, since you don't have pull-out game. At least you might as well be in it for a while. A1G. Hold on. I got it. A1G. You may not be able to get out, but you always can get in. There you go. That's right.
You may not be first, but you can sure be next.
See, this is what I be meaning, man. After pay-per-views, y'all be lit, man. I just be trying to be all nice and take care of everything. Yeah, y'all be lit, man. Lady C in the daggone comments lit. Y'all up here lit. Like, geez, man.
So we're gonna start.
I give you 3.5 minutes, maybe even 4.
Hey,
have you ready to marry me?
Hey, KG will tell you he's notorious. You get in, you get out, and you get some naps in, or maybe some Grand Theft Auto. Speaking of which, KG,
what you talking about?
Speaking of which, KG, tell Dario next month they're gonna announce GTA 6. Be ready.
Oh, he ready. He ain't ready to pay that money. He ain't ready to pay that $100.
It all starts over in about 2 years. But
he don't want that money, man.
I really want to, get us in the right direction, so to speak, if you will. So I'm gonna ask a real honest question. You know what? Stop the ticket. It's a real serious question. You know what I'm saying? This is like when they ask people to come to altar call. For real. This is some real stuff. And no, James, I'm not about to mess with you. It's some real stuff. This is a serious question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see. Go ahead.
All right, seriously. Now that they've done it, what the hell are they going to do with CM Punk? He's there, but honestly, what are they going to do with him? What is the end game? What's the point? This is directed towards the sumo. Been around for a while, long ass while. They're still trying to figure out why he was writing on the daggone walls of them caves with his penis, but that's a whole different story. So
see, this is what I'm talking about. See, you was talking all that.
I'm serious. I'm the question. This is
I'm serious. Yeah, Mr. Lance Storm. I'm serious.
That was after the question. But since you've been around for a while, I'm just trying to put some context in so people know you've been around for a while. So, if they put 2 and 2, 202 million years together, then they can be like, yeah, he knows some stuff because he's seen some stuff. So since you have that longevity, what the heck do they do with them? How do they use them? What's the purpose of bringing them in? What's the purpose of paying for the licensing of the remastered version of Cult of Personality, which is what they debuted tonight? What?
First of all, that didn't sound like the remaster that I heard.
Sound pretty close to me, but we all listen to it to a TV.
They are pretty close, but there's some nuances on the new one that that wasn't it. That was the one that they've been using. That was the one they were using before he left. So yeah, they haven't pulled that one out yet. Second of all, what are they going to do with him? They're probably going to make him a disruptor some kind of way. They're going to put him in the title pictures. They're going to put him in both world champion, and they're going to put him with Seth, and they're going to put him with Roman, and kind of let him find his place with either one of them. They're going to put one of them belts on him. It's just a matter of which one. Most likely it'll be the world championship because, like you said, everything goes down Cody's roads at this point. So I would say that it's a possibility that CM Punk wins Elimination Chamber, and you have Seth and CM Punk at WrestleMania.
Okay. Night 1 or night 2?
Night 1. Night 2 is going to be Cody and Roman.
Okay.
If he gets a title run before Cody, I'm done with the whole thing.
Well, actually, I got a question for you, KG. You can go and answer Sumo's question, but I got a question for you.
Why would that be?
Why would I be done with the whole thing?
No, why would it be a bad thing for CM Punk to come in and get a title run before Cody?
Because we've been building up for how long has Cody been back? Cody been back, what, a year now? Of course, we had to deal with the injury. So he's been back. He's sniffed the title, what, twice? Lost both times. He lost to who did he lose to? I can't remember.
He lost to the Bloodline.
Right. Well, pretty much.
That's just called the Bloodline.
But he had a chance for the title and lost both times. But the whole goal was to get him a title run because that is like the cherry on top of the story because Dusty never had a title. So if Dusty never had a title, Cody gets a title. It kind of behind the scenes rights and wrong, but it also puts the finishing touches on this run real quick. And, you can kind of move on to something else. You can put him in a feud with somebody else, and then he can actually carry the belt for a little while, not a week or two. He can carry the belt for a year and a half, something. Take advantage of him while you got him right now. But if you bring CM Punk in and immediately you throw CM Punk into the title picture, then you're doing the status quo that you've been doing for the last 10 to 15 years, where you bring a new guy in, you leapfrog him over everybody that's already on the roster that's fighting for that same belt. You leapfrog him, put him in the front of the line, and pretty much he hasn't paid his dues this time around. I feel that when you leave and you come back, you got to start from the bottom and pay your dues.
But isn't that what Cody's doing?
I think Cody has paid his dues since he's been back. He's took the ass whooping.
Right. The whole reason for bringing Cody back was for him to chase.
Right.
To build up his story. And we knew that was going to take a while. That wasn't going to be an immediate thing. We knew it was going to be at least a year. And it's only been stretched out. It's only been stretched out because he's been hurt.
Right. Now, it is November 25th.
So he's pretty much on his track.
Yeah, but we're talking about from November 25th to April, whatever WrestleMania is. We're talking about putting CM Punk in a title race, and we're not even talking 6 months. What's that? December, January, February, March, April. That's 5 months from now. We're talking about putting him in a title race, and Cody's been doing it for a year. We're talking about putting him in a title match in 5 months. And
against somebody who wrestled how many people and maintained his belt? The only person to ever hold that belt? You don't think it's time for Seth to drop that belt?
I do, because I don't think Seth's 100%. I think that back is really fucked up. I really think his back is really tore up. That's why he's not really getting much action. I think he's actually injured, but he's just kind of playing through because they haven't figured out what to do yet.
You take the belt off of Seth, put it on CM Punk, and you got a whole new roster of matches for that belt that you could give him. You want to take full advantage of CM Punk while you have him, because his days are numbered. He ain't got too many. He got more days. He got more days toward the end than he does the beginning at this point.
Yep.
He on his last days too.
And we can finally see AJ Lee, be talked about again. But two things before we officially wrap up. KG, I want you to put your thespian hat on.
Yes, sir.
So I would like you to act out what Vince McMahon was thinking when he saw CM Punk walk out. Thanks to a TKO Triple H Nick Khan decision.
You know that meme that's going around, and it's Vince McMahon. That's what you seen Vince doing. And Triple H actually tweeted, or X, or whatever you call it now, it's a cold day in hell.
Nah, see, you missing the obvious one. This is the one you should have said.
Injected poison.
It's a lot of people that's reacting to this. Even Ryback had something to say. Ryback said yesterday that if CM Punk returns, he will retire. Now he's saying that he's not going to retire. Just go ahead and bring it up.
No. We didn't already establish many moons ago that we won't even mention that motherfucker's name.
I used to be a big fan of his.
I was too. But he can have a beef with Vince, but you ain't got to talk about that man moms like that the way he did.
Yeah. And
you know what I'm saying? At that point, I was done. I'm like, no, dog. You can't come back.
And now you're going after Mansoor. You heard about that?
Yeah. Now he's at the same level of Vince. You know what I'm saying? I can't. So we can't talk about. He lucky he got a name mentioned. So last question. I said I had 2 before we wrap up. So that was the first one. The second one is we didn't now have CM Punk again. So there's a whole nother paradigm shift. Sumo, we have a problem. We've got you can almost call it a homegrown issue. What the hell do we do with LA Knight? Because notice nobody said anything about LA Knight.
Yeah. We have not mentioned LA Knight. Yeah. Yeah.
It's great for clout, but they've created some issues that it's going to be hard to storyline do, and then somebody's going to have to get buried in the background and may not be able to recover.
Put them in a tag team.
But what do we
Put them in a tag team. Put them in a tag team. Have them go after the tag belts.
With who?
Whoever.
Do you change?
Whoever. I mean, who is he right now? He can tag with Sammy. He can tag with Jey Uso. He can tag with Cody. He can tag with anybody. He can come up with they can bring somebody up and have him tag with him. You know, that old head versus mentor type thing. The old head and a mentee or whatever, or somebody from NXT come up, whatever. You know,
send him down to NXT.
No, I wouldn't send him back down. I wouldn't send him back down to NXT. But yeah, I mean, put him in a tag team. Put him in a tag team until after WrestleMania, and then get him the tag belts, and then let him ride with the tag belts for a while, and then put him back into contention, because he's eventually going to go after CM Punk at some point. He's going to go after that world title belt. Mm-hmm. So just let him chase for a while.
Or do you let him chase and make him Mr. Money in the Bank?
That could work. Because he'd still be chasing.
Yeah. But have him cash in before WrestleMania, so that way he can get his WrestleMania moment that's due, but he'll be defending versus, chasing to get it. Because that'd be extra long-term storylines. And we don't know who else we're going to get called up, brought in, or whatever in the midst of.
Well, if they do what they've been doing, they're going to alternate who cashes in quick. You got one that cashes in quick between the men and the women, and one that holds. So the next Money in the Bank winner for the men will probably cash in quickly.
Yeah.
Hell, give LA Knight the Intercontinental belt.
I just said that earlier. See, that's how
let LA Knight. Well, okay, now I'm agreeing with you. See, I appreciate that, man. You can't please Negroes.
You really can't. You really can't. We just Star Wars and Star Trek fans.
I call you something else, but I don't know if we can get that past standards of practice.
Well, in about 17 seconds, you can go ahead and say it, because we got to wrap it up, B, because we got to be in some parameters and we can't go over. I'm tired of shit. Y'all got like 5 seconds worth of stuff to say?
This is what
diversify your bonds.
Fuck this shit. We out.
Forget you out, bitches.